Hey, what's up, YouTube? Everything airplane here. So, you're going for your mechanic license, your A&P, and you want to know how to pass your oral and practicals. Well, I'm here to help you. Pass it so you don't have to waste any more time. Keep on retaking, failing, retaking, paying money, you know? So, here are the books you're going to need to pass. Jefferson General A&P Guide. This is for your general oral and practical. They have a guide in the back of the book. You're going to read through the guide. It's about 30 to 50 pages. You're going to read through the guide. It's going to take you a couple hours at first. And then you're going to basically, after you read it a couple of times, it's going to take you, between 1 to 2 hours once you get comfortable. And then you're going to read through the questions. And a lot of people, they say, oh, make flashcards. But me, personally, I didn't make any flashcards. I just did this. So you see the question? You hold a piece of paper over the answer. And you read the question. And you try to remember the answer without seeing the answer. So you do that for about 30 seconds to a minute and a half. You try to remember the answer. If you can't remember it, then you look at the answer. I found that more helpful than actually doing flashcards. So you're going to do that for every single question. The next book you're going to need the Jefferson Powerplant Manual Test Guide. So this test guide is going to help you get your power plant license. Just like the general, it has an oral and practical study guide in the back of the book, which is about 30 to 50 pages. You're going to read through that, do the same thing, cover up the answer with a flashcard or a piece of paper. After you read it a couple of times, you're getting comfortable with it, you cover it up, you check and see if you can remember it off the top of your head without looking at the answer. You're going to do that for every single question that you see in the guide until you get comfortable where you can remember it off the top of your head. The next book you're going to need, the Jefferson Airframe Study Guide, oral and practical. Okay? You're going to need every one of these books to pass. And they all have the oral and practical guide in the back of the books, which is about, this one is a little bit longer, maybe like 50 to 70 pages in the back of the airframe. This book's going to help you get your airframe license. So you're going to do the same thing. Read through it, cover up the answer, try to remember the answer with your brain. If you can't remember the answer, then you look at the answer. But, after you read through it a couple of times, you're gonna start to it's gonna start to jog your memory when you read through stuff. Okay. Designated worthy mentions that you're gonna also need in order to pass your oral and practical guides. Get familiar with this book, the AC 4313. When you get your practical test, it's gonna tell you what you need to do, and all the practical tests you're gonna get tested on. This book will help you with some things, not everything, but some things. So when you get your practical test, look up what you need to look up in the AC-43 if you have any practicals that are out of this book. So look it up in this book. Make sure you get one of these either from your school or you buy one from Amazon. Definitely get one of these and make sure you're familiar with one of them. Another worthy mention, a FAR book, the Federal Aviation Regulations. This book has all the federal aviation regulations. You're going to need this book for certain practicals and certain oral questions. Whatever practicals you need when you get your practical test, make sure you look up in this book to see where it's located and get familiar with the literature inside this book. You don't have to read everything, but make sure you reading the stuff that you need to read. Like, you know, I would advise you to read the entire part 65. That's the mechanics part. Part 65 has everything designated with airmen and mechanics. So I would advise you to read that whole part so you know, so you're informed on the license that you're getting. What are the limitations and what are the privileges you get when you obtain your license. So if you get all these books and you take my advice, you should pass on the first try. Not second try, not third try, first try. Because I passed on my first try. So let me know how it goes. Comment, like, share.